Hello, good evening, welcome back to my channel. I just got in my clothes that I ordered from Illumicrate. I'm wearing you're not gonna be able to see it this whole video, I'm wearing the Rainy Day Reads sweatshirt, but I did get like all of the new items they released. I got all 4. It was a t-shirt, leggings, and 2 sweatshirts. I'll probably eventually share them, but not today. I have just kind of been feeling slumpy and out of sorts, so I thought it might do me good to kind of talk about some series I'm currently in the middle of, and hopefully talking about these books will get me excited to get into them. So I made a list in my bullet journal like a while back of the series that I was in the middle of then, which this was probably made in like August. And so I went through and I added the other series I've started since then, and I've kind of pulled some of those books. I do want to make it a priority basically from January to March, so like the first quarter of the year, to get through some of these before I start too many other new things. So if you see anything that I need to prioritize, please comment down below and let me know. Also, some of these I've only read 1 book from, and some I only have like 1 left to finish, so I don't know. And some of them I'm not really sure how many books are going to end up in the series. But first I have the Brown Sisters trilogy, and the only one I have read so far is Get a Life, Chloe Brown. And I thought this was decent. It wasn't my favorite thing ever. I know a lot of people really love this, but this had really good chronic illness representation. And I've heard that the second one is even better, so I'm excited to get to that. Then I have the Hot and Hammered series by Tessa Bailey, which starts with Fix Her Up. And I actually really enjoyed this one. This is a very smutty series, and I had the second book on my December TBR, so this will be getting continued very soon. Then I have the Wayward Children series, and I've actually only read the first one, which is Every Heart a Doorway, and I read it during a readathon because it was a really short book, but I enjoyed it. And again, this is something I hear such good things about, and I know I need to prioritize doing it. I think all the books are fairly short, but I also think there's like 8 books out already. There's quite a few. Then I have a popular author that I don't think a lot of people have read this series. A lot of people that I watch at least haven't. And I actually have the 3rd book, and that's the only one I own, but it is the Will Trent series by Karen Slaughter. Actually, this is the 4th book, but I have read up to the 4th book, and these aren't as much thrillers as her other books I've read. These are more like mystery detective type books. But I've really enjoyed everything so far, and this is one that is easy to jump back in, like in the middle of the series, without going back and having to reread anything. So I've just slowly been getting through this for the last like year or so. Then I have the Selection by Kiera Cass, which, if this was still just the original trilogy, I did finish it. And then I did also go on and read the 4th one. What is it called? I read The Heir. But there is one more called The Crown, and I've kind of lost interest, but there's really only 1 book left, and they're fast, so I feel like I am going to do it at some point. Then I have one I'm actively working on. I did recently reread A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I have read this first one and the second one, A Court of Mist and Fury. Sorry, Huck is coming up and down the stairs. Actually, Chris is coming. Okay, so I did reread this, and I have also read A Court of Mist and Fury, which I'm going to reread soon, and then continue on and get caught up in the series. I know the 4th book is coming out very soon. Then I have the In the Company of Killers series, which starts with Killing Sarai. And there's a few people really talking about this quite a few years ago, and I picked it up, and I read this first book and the second book and never continued. I enjoyed them, but I never could like get a hold of them. My library doesn't have them, so I would have to like order them on Amazon. But from what I remember, these are kind of a romance series based in like the mob kind of, and a little bit of like Stockholm syndrome type thing going on. This one I just recently started, and it is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, and I have no excuses as to why I haven't continued this, because I really did not read this that long ago. It is within normal time period for me to still pick up the second. This was just an average book for me. So I am going to give the second one a try. If I don't enjoy the second, then I probably will give up on this one. Then another one I am actively working through is the Saga graphic novel series. I have previously read the first 4 and I'm currently on a reread and up to number 3. Again, with intentions of getting what I've read, reread, and continuing. Then one of my favorite books of last year, The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker, does have a second book. I think it's just a companion and I haven't heard as good of things about that one, but I do have intentions of reading that as well. This next one is probably what I'm least likely to actually continue, what I've lost interest in the most, and it is The Remnant Chronicles, which the first book is The Kiss of Deception. And I read that a while ago, which is why I say I probably won't continue. Just because it's been so long, I would probably have to reread that first one. And I remember it only being like average for me, but that is one, if you think that I should continue, definitely comment down below and let me know. I'm willing to. I didn't completely remove it from this list. There are series that I have started and been like, I'm done, I've given up on it, that are not on this list. So this one is still up in the air, but comment good or bad whether you think I should continue that one. And then I have 2 more that I have just started recently. So I am currently working my way through, before the Netflix series comes out, the Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn. These are historical romance and I'm on book 3, so I'm really enjoying these. There are 8 books. And then the Modern Love series by Alicia Rai, starting with The Right Swipe. I gave this 5 stars. It was a very cute romance. And the second one just recently came out. This is another one where I have heard that the second one isn't quite as good, but I really enjoyed this first one and have intentions of continuing. So that's actually all that I'm in the middle of. It's not that many. I know a lot of times when I watch these kinds of videos, there's people who are in the middle of much more than I am right now. I did grab 3 books from my TBR shelf that are series I would like to start, so I'm just going to talk about them. And I do consider duologies series, if you didn't notice that based on what I have shared already. So I grabbed Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna, and this has a companion second book. I also grabbed Heartstopper Volume 1 by Alice Oseman. This is actually on my December TBR as well. And I must have been in a romance mood because I grabbed The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. So those are all series that I have my eye on continuing and starting. Let me know if I should make like a whole list of series I would like to start, and maybe you guys should tell me what I could prioritize. But this did make me feel better just to sit down and talk about books. Maybe I'll even read tonight. But I wanted to share these before I go ahead and prioritize them for, like I said, January through March. I'm trying to prioritize these books and get through them. And maybe I will wrap up how many series I'm in the middle of, like at the end of March, and see how well I did if I'm in the middle of less. But thanks so much for watching this today, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye.